Welcome back to another episode, another edition, another show. I really don't know what I'm calling these. I haven't really figured that out yet. But either way, welcome back, because I'm trying to do these in a way where they go out at the same time every day. If I do them live, it wouldn't work that way, because there's sometimes I have to do things at certain times and it's just easier to do it this way. So I haven't, and I don't really know if they're episodic, like, I can't believe I just said that correctly. I usually screw that word up. But anyway, I am Matt Mascarenas. This is Ball Sports right here on elevation5280sports.com. If you want to get at everything that we do, check out our blogs, our other podcasts, other streaming shows, or other shows. You could do that. Best place to do that is e5280sports.com. If you want to follow us, you could follow us on X or Twitter, formerly Twitter. It is now X at 5280 Sports Radio. You can follow me at Matt Mascarenas1 on Instagram. If you get down on Instagram, you can follow me at House Dad Matt there, and 5280 Sports Radio at the same place too on Instagram. If you are listening to the podcast, a fan of the podcast, go check out wherever you get your podcast, first and foremost, wherever you get your podcast. If you are able to do a what do they call it? A review, a rating, a review. If you could do that, that would be great. That helps us out a lot. And subscribe to the show, especially on Spotify. Give us those ratings and stuff like that. We really appreciate it, especially if you like the show. There's plenty of great options over there, and we're getting more and more and more as time goes on. So a lot of stuff to check out there. On today's show, man, the finals are set. Right. You got the finals are set for I can't remember who. I know LeBron went off and they absolutely destroyed the New Orleans Pelicans. That was crazy. I did not expect for that to be that one-sided. That was crazy. I really did not expect that. And I'm wondering if, again, we talked about this on a couple days ago when I was on the show. The last time I had Ball Sports out, we talked about this. Is this the best thing for the NBA? Is this the best thing for, I guess, the league, for this tournament in general, to have the Lakers involved in this tournament? And I think, like I said before, I think it is, but you're already seeing the ramifications of LeBron being in this situation to be the first player to win this in season, this NBA championship. It's another championship. I know they call it a tournament, but it's another championship. There's already, does this, what does this do for LeBron's legacy? Does this make him the GOAT? I don't think it does. That's what we're going to see now. So that's on the downside of it. That's the negative. But the positive is it adds some prestige to it, because you cannot deny that there is prestige, there is legend, there is all this and that there with LeBron James. So you can't deny that. You can't. So when I see that, like, from that perspective, I'm like, I'm happy. But it's going to be the Lakers and the Pacers. And it's, I mean, when you look at the Pacers, they're a young team that has Bruce Brown, that has Tyrese, is it Tyrese Halliburton? But anyway, they have Halliburton there, who's just gone absolutely crazy. Like we've all seen it, but he's really gone crazy this year. Just had a recently triple double with no turnovers or something like that. Crazy stat that he had. He's the only person to do it since Nikola Jokic, so that's crazy too. But they're playing the Indiana Pacers. Would you would have liked to see it? Would have been better for the storyline to see the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers, but it just didn't work out that way. As you know, that kind of caught me by surprise. I was kind of sitting at home getting ready for basketball practice, and I look up and I'm like, oh, the Bucks and Pacers are playing. So got to watch a little bit of that game. And I didn't see much of like I said, by the time I even tuned in, it was a 40 some point lead. And I wasn't going to watch it. So I didn't watch any basketball as far as that goes last night. But that set, like, what do you feel about it? What do you think? Like, is this, I don't know. I think the jury's still out on it. There was the as a whole, again, the NBA is going to get what they want. The Lakers are involved in it. Hopefully LeBron wins, and then that'll be even more. So they'll call it a success, and then we'll have to deal with all that for the rest of the season. So it is what it is. But it did light a fire underneath some of these teams. But by the score that you saw, it looked like an AAU tournament. Like when you get into situations where, if you've been involved in AAU tournaments or you've been involved in basketball tournaments that nowadays, in these times, in this generation, I should say. I mean, they've been going on for some time, and I feel like they've always been like this. So I guess you can't just call it this generation. But when you get in a situation in a tournament where especially if you're in another building, you're at another place that's not your home building, it turns into and that's what typically these tournaments are. They're away, they're in a convention center, they're whatever you want to call it. I don't Where were they in the Sphere last night? I don't They were wherever they were. Um it's a different element. So when tournament situation like this, you're going to play again. Like the season's not over, and you know that. You see scores like that. You see blowouts. Just it's like you look up at the score and it's early, and it's like, they're up 20, and it's like, damn, man, we just started the game, and then you just start checking out. Like I don't know if the Pelicans or the Pacers, or the Bucks, I don't know if they get to hang out there. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're doing there. So I don't know if it's like a little mini in-season all-star vacation break, if they're going to go out and they're going to go and have some fun. I don't know. But that's what it kind of looked like when I was watching the highlights and the replays of these games. Like I said, I didn't watch them live, but watch much basketball last night at all. But it was that's kind of what I got from it. So I think that's what you're going to get going forward. Some of these I figured the young teams would be more hungry for this. That's what I was thinking. It was like a young team reward or a young team tournament. And I think if they did it later in the season, or I should say more towards, like if they replaced it with the All-Star break, they have an in-season tournament instead of the All-Star break, which I don't think that'll ever happen. I think the way that they have it now is, the way it's going to go. But I don't even know if you can call it an in-season tournament, because well, I guess in season, the season just started. So I would have liked to see if some things I would like to see is if there's more emphasis on the younger teams. I thought, $500,000, I think, is what you get if you win the championship. I think that's what you get. I mean, that's a good chunk of change for a young guy or young team, I should say. Giannis, that's really not much to him. Guys like that, LeBron, Anthony Davis. So I wonder if I thought that's what we would see now, but I guess not. Anyway, that's what we got. LeBron and the Lakers are going to play the Pacers, and that kind of goes together. So we'll see what happens. Um, Moving on, we got big news in golf. If you haven't seen, or if you don't follow golf as hard as you might check out on this section. I don't know, but you might be interested. So John Rahm is now uh, a live golf representative. He is in the so real quick, just for those of you that don't know or may not know or understand, live golf is another place. It's another pro golf tour essentially. And what they do there is that they have a different style of the way that they play golf. And it's different than the PGA. So when the Live Golf came out, it's Saudi backed. Now, I don't know exactly what that means outside of they have a lot of money. I don't know. There's a lot of political things that go along with that. But like I said, I don't know enough about it to even try to even start to explain it. I just know that there's a lot of morals that get brought up into this whole thing. If you go play golf for the Live Tour, there's a lot of things that go along with that. So those get brought up. Uh, but John Rahm has went on record as saying, and this was so just recently too. That's another thing that I should mention. Just recently, there was a Live Golf PGA merger, and what does that mean? We really don't know. We really still don't know. Does that mean that Live Golf and the PGA is going to remain the same, or does it mean that one's going to absorb the other? Or are they now that this happens? Because this is where it goes into. We had the Live Golf merger, and then now guys like John Rahm, who just won the Masters, he just won the Masters, and he decides that he said this before. I don't know the exact. I'm trying to pull up the exact quote, but um, I can't find it. But he did say before the merger that he didn't think the Live Golf Tour was a competitive tour. He likes to have a cut. He wants to play some of the best golfers in the world, and he wants to play some of the best players. I should say, golfers sounds funny. Wants the best players in the world, and they're in the PGA Tour. It was really, I felt like it was a more standing up and for the PGA Tour, as opposed to saying I don't want to play here and blah blah. Like I don't that the Live Golf Tour is bad, and it's because you really didn't know what it was. But now, in the situation we are in now with the merger being announced, there was a lot of speculation if there was going to be pro golfers that were going to just go to Live Golf now. If there's the opportunity for them to still play in the PGA Tour and play there, they like John Rahm says that he still wants his PGA status to stay in good standing. He still wants to be able to play, and he's even expressed that John Rahm has that he has asked the Live Golf Tour do to change different elements and the way that it's played. He wants 72 holes. Right now they only play through Saturday. I'm sorry, they play through Sunday, but they only play 3 days. They only start on Friday. They don't start on Thursday. I think that's how it goes. Or they don't play Sunday. See, I get confused too. That's something that they want to clear up. I'm sure he wants to get the music out of there. Look, I love vibing with my bros while I'm playing golf on the golf course, having fun, popping back a couple cold ones. But I just, as far as as a professional golfer and watching as watching these guys play, it's very difficult for me to take it seriously. Well, you got some, house music blasting in the background. And it's sometimes it's like deafening. It's right on the hole. Now I get it. That's a different element. That's something that they're bringing to golf, and that's something that John Rahm mentioned in his little statement, that he was the reasoning that he wanted to go. He wants to help grow golf around the world. And he thinks that's what they're doing with Live. That's a reason that he wants to do it. So I think it's 500 million or 600 million is what I saw last. That that he was offered, and there's speculation that other players are going to go with him. We just saw Rory. I'm not saying Rory is somebody, but because he absolutely hates Live Golf, but you know, there's Jason Day, there's Tony Finau, um, there, guys like that, Adrian Moronk. There's guys like that that are being thought of as potentially. There's even another one too. I can't remember. I couldn't find it somewhere, but it was which one it was. I don't want to say the wrong one, but people are going to start. They're going to go play with John because John's going to have his own team up there. So I think they're going to call the Toros or something like that. But I look, like I said, if they get rid of the music, I'll still watch it because it's golf. I enjoy watching it. I'm a big fan of Brooks Koepka. I'm a big fan of Bryson. I enjoy watching Phil. I'm a big fan of Phil. And Cam Smith is over there. I like watching him. I like watching him play golf. There's Bubba Watson. He's getting older. DJ's getting older. There's guys over there that I enjoy watching play golf. And then now I enjoy watching John Rahm play golf. So I'm gonna watch Live more. And with this merger, like I said, I really don't know exactly what it is. Nobody really does, but they, as far as the PGA pros, are also taking it just like we are, as waiting and seeing wait to see what happens. I hope they don't say that the biggest thing I hope that happens is that it's okay, now Live Golf, the pro golfers in the Live Tour can come play PGA events, and I wouldn't say vice versa, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, at least the majors that aren't PGA majors that they play, that's kind of what I hope for, because there's certain tournaments that these guys like to play, and giving them the opportunity to come play that is better for golf. Like, we want to make golf better. That's one way to do it. So I'm curious to see how it changes again. This is kind of like a slimy photo, people are calling it, because I want to say it was a year ago. Maybe it was a little over a year ago. John Rahm came out and spoke against the Live Golf Tour, in the sense that he was, like I said, I felt like he was speaking more not against Live Golf, but more he was sticking up for the PGA Tour. The Shark, I just don't. There's a lot of people that can't stand Greg Norman. There are, and it is what it is. I don't see it. I don't, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that, and that's what makes this picture kind of like slimy, just because of what John Rahm's. There's people that are slinging mud at John Rahm, and it's crazy. But on one hand, I understand it. I do get it, because he did say all that, and he has been in support of playing the best, and he didn't have a best close to the season. He wasn't striking the ball well. He was hitting a lot of. He just wasn't very accurate, especially off the tee. He couldn't keep it in play for a lot of tournaments, and he was getting in trouble. Had a rough stretch down, or had a rough go at it down the stretch, and I it's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So now we're going to sit back and wait and see who's next. Who's going to go with John? There was a trade. Matt Wolf, was it Matt Wolf that was traded for Taylor Gooch, which got a lot of crap on Twitter or X, in the golf X threads, or whatever you want, timeline. There's I think his name's Dan Rappaport, and he got it was funny. He said, because they basically traded the best player in Live for if you go by the numbers, I think Wolf's ranked 27th. You traded the number one rank. It was a good tweet, but there was some stuff going back and forth on that team with Brooks and Wolf, and then now Gooch joins that team. So it's going to be interesting to see how Live Golf, how it goes, and whatever happens with this merger. That's what's going to be interesting to me. Really interesting to me. So moving right along, there was some big news in college football. It was there's been a lot of news on decommits and coaches leaving Colorado, and they're saying that Coach Prime's losing. One thing I will say about the coaches leaving, Sean Lewis left. He's going to be the head coach at San Diego State. Darian Hagan went with him, and the O-line coach went with him as well. Bruce Brewster left, and I don't know where he ended up, but a lot of guys joined Lewis with that on that San Diego staff. And Prime brought in a former, I can't remember his name, and I thought I wrote it down here. I can't find it. A former O lineman from, I want to say it was the Vikings, and he might have played some other places. But he's even he even went to school here. He even went to school here in Colorado. He's going to coach offensive line. Supposedly Warren Sapp's coming in to coach offensive line. Or not offensive line, but to coach. The one thing I will say about all these former players coming in here to coach is, and I've seen it a bunch of times before in different levels. But I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how it works here with a lot of these former players. Sometimes they don't always make the best coaches, especially like when they don't have any immediate coaching experience. I know the new line coach has some. Warren Sapp, I'm not sure, but from where it goes, from my perspective with Warren Sapp, if you can get him around your freaking players, do it in any way that you can. When it comes to the actual on the field stuff, that's just an added bonus if he can add to that. But what he's going to add to the mindset, what he's going to add to the attitude of that football team in general, that's what you want. That's what you want from Warren Sapp. Oh my goodness. That hire is huge, but we'll see how that goes. But the biggest news out of Colorado was the number one ranked tackle, offensive lineman in general. I think Jordan Seaton announced that he's coming. He's well, here, I'll let him tell yourself.
My family, everybody who's been in this recruiting process for me. It's been a long one, not an easy one, but those who've been with me and stuck with me, seeing how we persevere when times get harder. But for the next 3 to 4 years. Uh-oh. What's in the bag seat?
That's kind of lame.
What's in the bag seat?
That's kind of lame.
Oh,
and you see it right there. Boom.
Wait a minute.
The University of Colorado.
I told y'all. He's a Buffalo. Coach Prime. Oh, somewhere Shadur is doing handstands.
Hey. Oh my God. Listen,
so that's huge. I mean, not just on the field impact that he could be had here, but like everybody's saying, this is one of those big dominoes, right? A guy like this, you get a guy like this to be like, hey, I know I like what they're doing over there, because he was on here on a visit. I don't remember what game it was. And I remember people were making some people that follow all the recruiting stuff, but like I do, I caught it that he was here, and then he announced his like top 7 or top 5 or whatever it was, and or maybe it was top 4. Or I can't remember exactly how many it was, but he announced his tops, and CU wasn't in it, and then everybody's like, oh no, there goes Coach Prime recruiting, blah blah blah, went downhill, and then boom, they land him. And then this is something that's going to ring true of like that. I wonder, I should say, how this is going to go with other recruits coming.
Yeah, text me.
Coach Prime did it again.
Did you alert Prime to this prior, or he just now?
Oh, I think he just now, right now.
Really?
Hey, Prime, how you doing?
Wow.
Give us a call.
Listen. Let me answer that question. Let me answer that question. How he's doing? Time just texted me. Dion just texted me. He texted me right before the announcement. That's why I started jumping
His
around.
Coach
and
Prime's
everything.
on. I like it.
And you watch it. He said, watch
like
how this
it.
plays out. So, hey, oh my God, I'm so excited. So,
I mean, he's
Dion
playing it
texted
up
me,
too.
so
He's
excited
playing
about
it up.
man.
Man.
Congratulations, big fella.
Yes, sir.
Man.
He's playing it up big time, and he's loving
Prime
the
said
Coach
2
Prime
days
stuff.
ago,
Throws
we
the
will make
glasses
the
on.
playoffs next year. Now it's expanded to
Huge.
12 teams.
Wow.
Big 12.
He
for
bought
you.
in. He
Wow.
believes.
But your choice right now makes me believe you are going to be a playoff team next year.
Yeah, you got to believe in Coach Prime. You know, having the opportunity to play with somebody who done it at the highest level, gold jacket level. Very few can say they did that. You know, I got 2 Heisman candidates, you know, Shadir Sanders, Travis Hunter.
You do.
They're amazing. You know how they go. Yeah, man, and if you ain't rocking with us and you say you're a dog and you claim you're a dog, why you not coming to Colorado?
There you go.
Why you not helping somebody who look like you?
Thank you.
Man, that's
Oh
crazy.
my God, man.
That right there, that could be one of the biggest recruiting tools that could get especially those 4 stars and those 5 stars to want to come here. That statement. You could say, "Oh, Matt, you're putting too much into it." And then I'm not the only one that feels that way. I saw a lot of this, and I thought the first thing I saw when I heard this was that I thought of was that, man, that's huge. He looked right into the camera. I would have took my sunglasses off and did it, because this was like some pro wrestling stuff. Everything he did here was awesome. How he was in the bag, like I said, it was kind of corny, but it was what it was. And then he pulls it out and he says, does Coach Prime know about this? And he's like, kind of played that off as, hey, what's up? Coach, like he doesn't know. This is the first time he's hearing about it, blah, blah, blah. Playing it up hard. I would have took my glasses off and I would have looked into the camera, and then I would have said that, if you say you're a dog, come rock with us. That's huge. That's huge. And it could be huge. Now, there could be, you could run into the old, like when you get into I already seen it. I've already seen it out there. Oh, I can't wait till we see next year where he's transferring to, when he's in the transferring portal, where they're talking about where he's going to transfer to. And I got to chuckle, because that's a very real possibility with these guys anymore. My thought is that they got him. Like they did what they needed to do to get him. They got him. And that's the way it's going to go from now on with these. I'm locked in. I'm following as many things as I can on Twitter, because I'm locked into this transfer portal stuff. It's college football free agency, but it's more ruthless than NFL free agency is. It might be more ruthless than NBA free agency. And what I mean by ruthless is there's like, let me put it this way. There's probably more rules and ways you can get these guys in professional sports than there is right now in the NCAA, because they don't know they don't know how to deal with this. They don't know how to handle. They opened up Pandora's box and they don't know how to handle it. Like there's I think I want to say a lawsuit or something brought up to get players to be able to not have to sit out a season, to just go right into, maybe that was high school football I was seeing, but there's something going on like that too that's out there. This is just college football. This until they do something to still give them the NLs, but okay, we got to pull it back just a little bit, because they got to do something with the transfer portal. I don't have any problem with buying a player, with throwing NIL money at them. I don't have any problem with paying a player what they're worth as far as college football goes or college athletics go. I don't care about that. But the transfer portal is what could really I don't know if destroy college football, but really make it hard to even pay attention to recruits, even make recruits matter. Because at this point, they're basically, you're getting a free recruiting class when you go play for, you can use a school as a year to get more tape to go to a better situation. Like there needs to be some kind of limit as to transfer portal, how many times you can enter. And if you've entered this many times, you can enter again, but only until this time. So you're not, I don't know, something needs to happen with the transfer portal. I'm fine with these guys and girls getting paid. I'm fine with everybody getting paid. I'm fine with that. But the transfer portal's out of control. It's out of control. Oh boy, 6. This is just, it's just creepy. It's just creepy. Oh boy. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I opened your eyes. If you didn't know about it's like that in golf. It's like that in golf, especially now. Especially now, it's like that. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Again, you can follow me at Matt Mascarenas1 on X, Twitter. You can follow me on IG, Instagram at HouseDadMatt. Follow the show at 5280 Sports Radio on X, Twitter, and everything else. I think that's on Instagram too as well. Hit us up on the, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Hit up the website. If you like the content here that we have, there's plenty more on the website at e5280sports.com. Check out all our new shows and follow more stuff there. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you. I may pop on tomorrow for a live Saturday session. I don't know, but it depends on how I feel in the morning. Depends on what I have to do in the morning. But I would like to do a live show, and I think Saturday would be a good time to do it. So as for today, that'll do it. There it is, there it was, and there it shall be. Good night now.